And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of the shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, folks, today is a big old Monday, and sheesh, folks. Did y'all take our advice throughout the entirety of this week, folks? Did y'all cash in big time this week, folks? Because literally every single thing that we said happened yesterday, folks. We hit 5 of our 5 picks that we have going officially. We've got our last pick tonight, Cardinals -2.5. And folks, when we start breaking down these games and telling you where we were right, you're going to want to be hammering the Cardinals -2.5 because that's what's going to bring the entire week together today, folks. So, I was astonished, folks. I was honestly astonished that we were right so gosh dang much last night. And now that we've got our finger on the pulse in the NFL, folks, we've got 4 more weeks in the regular season to make the money. We figured it out, folks. We know how to bet the NFL this season. So, tag along with us on the Cardinals -2.5, and then tag along with us for the rest of these 4 weeks in the NFL because, once again, we figured it out. We have our finger on the pulse. So, we have no time to get into the NBA, so unfortunately no NBA Daily 10 today, but, we are still going to be reviewing and breaking down all the NFL games and telling you where we were right and bragging about it constantly throughout the show, so I don't know what y'all want from me. So, without further ado, let's just start jumping in all these matchups and showing you and telling you where we were right and breaking down exactly what we saw yesterday in the NFL. So here we go. First matchup up here is the Cowboys at Washington. And man, oh man, Cowboys came out to a hot start. That defense, that Walk of Fame defense, was truly walking all over Taylor Heineke at the bare minimum. They were absolutely destroying him. I felt bad for Taylor Heineke at one point because I'm like, this dude is just getting absolutely obliterated. But he was a true warrior, true gamer, stayed in as long as he could until Kyle Allen had to take over. But, this Cowboys defense, injuring quarterbacks, getting to the quarterback, picking off the quarterbacks, all of that. So, Cowboys defense truly got it done. Cowboys got the win 27-20. And, we, on our pre-game show, folks, we were big on this Cowboys team. We saw kind of, everybody betting the Cowboys at the last minute, gave us enough confidence on our pre-game show to give y'all these free bets. We had the Cowboys over 13.5 points in the first half, and they put up 18 in the first quarter alone, folks. So that's a bingo bango. And this was the only thing we were wrong on the entire day, folks. Are y'all ready to see what we were wrong on? The only thing we were wrong on for the entire day, folks, throughout 1 o'clocks and the 4 o'clocks and even the late game. We were right through all of it, except for this. And are y'all ready for this? The one bet that we missed all day long was Cowboys over 27.5 points for the entire game. And what did they put up? 27 points. We lost by a half a point when they put up 24 points in the entire first half alone, folks. They go out and close out the games with 3 points for the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and we get caught on that half a point hook. How truly unfortunate. But if that's the one thing we're wrong on, I think we can swallow that. So, the Walk of Fame defense truly got it done here for the Cowboys. First drive for the Cowboys, which we know they're very aggressive, and they usually score points on their first drive, and that was exactly what this case was on their first drive this game. They go down on a 13-play, 54-yard drive that unfortunately only settles for 3, but points are points out here, and the Cowboys got it done. But then the interception started here by Dak Prescott. He throws an interception, but the Walk of Fame defense gets the pick right back, and then they go down and make it a 10-0 game. We get a fumble 6 here by Washington. Once again, just blowing up the score here in this Washington offense, not able to do anything. And the Cowboys go into halftime up 24-0, real easy. They can just phone it in for the rest of the game, which is exactly what they did. The offense started to sputter a little bit, and the Cowboys just could not be that elite offense that we know that it can really be. So truly unfortunate there. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's connection was a little bit better overall. 10 targets for CeeDee Lamb and 7 receptions. That's something that we have been trying to focus on here as of late because, we need that CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott connection to really be spot on 100% like it is with Amari Cooper. And we do see kind of some chemistry issues here and there with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. So Washington ends up coming back here in the second half, trying to make it a game. Kyle Allen doing all he can, but then unfortunately 3 minutes left, trying to do something here. They fumble the ball. Kyle Allen fumbles, gets sacked, and that's what it was for Washington. Just a true game of turnover after turnover after turnover after turnover. So let's start here with Washington since they have so many gosh dang turnovers. We had Taylor Heinicke go 11 of 25 while he was in the game. Let's get his completion percentage number up here. 11 of 25. He was not looking good, obviously. 44% throwing completion percentage. He threw for 122 yards. Okay, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Taylor Heinicke, and I believe he fumbled. Yeah, lost a fumble. So 2 turnovers by Taylor Heinicke. These last couple of weeks we have been kind of not truly praising Taylor Heinicke, but we have seen kind of the gamer Taylor Heinicke come out a little bit, diving to the pylon. I know whenever Taylor Heinicke runs the ball towards the goal line and he's diving on the pylon, I know he's reminiscing of why he's kind of famous or even has like a decent big name in the first place, and that was because of last season in the playoffs, diving for the pylon against the Bucs in the wild card round. And that's really why Taylor Heinicke got kind of a little big in the media, because he did dive and he was the gamer. And then we saw him resort to not diving early on, but then he's back to diving and it's resulting into wins, which is great. But Taylor Heinicke got a little outmatched here because once again, this Cowboys defense, they are ball hawks and they are plentiful players all over the field that can get it done, from the edge rushers of Randy Gregory to Micah Parsons, who's basically an edge rusher and a linebacker. He can be wherever he needs to be on the field, to Trayvon Diggs, to everybody. So corners, linebackers, safety, edge rushers, they could all be all over the field at any point in time. So it's hard to figure that out. But Washington was trying to move. Well, they were moving the ball a little bit in the second half. Unfortunately, still come up a little bit short. So Taylor Heinicke, not a great night out there, and then they have to go with Kyle Allen, and once again, we're not going to really rely on him to truly get it done. He did lead the team a little bit in the comeback in the second half, but unfortunately, we know it's going to result in a fumble like it did. He does not have that clutch ability, no way with Kyle Allen. So Kyle Allen goes 4 of 9 throws, 44%, 53 yards, no touchdown, no interception. He did have that fumble, unfortunate, and that was an opportunity for Washington to go down the field. And I know it's a lot to ask of Kyle Allen, game on the line, down 7 at home, 3 minutes left, last shot, but you've got to step it up. We always talk about next man up mentality. Colt McCoy for the Cardinals, he figured out a way to get it done. He won 2 of his 3 games. Mike White found a way to get it done game 1. So truly unfortunate that Kyle Allen couldn't buckle down and get it done, but still a decent, noteworthy performance for what his situation was. So I guess we'll give a little tiny credit to Kyle Allen. All right, the running game of Washington, we had Antonio Gibson, 10 rushes for 36 yards. They didn't really stick with the rushing game here. You get down 24-0, got to do something in the second half. So they kind of abandoned the run game a little bit. Who were these quarterbacks passing to? We had Cam Sims, the leading receiver for Washington, 3 catches, 69 yards, and the 1 lone passing touchdown. We had Adam Humphries, 4 catches, 34 yards. Jonathan Williams, 1 catch, 19 yards. John Bates, 1 catch, 19 yards, and DeAndre Carter, 2 catches for 12 yards. And then for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott got out to a decent start here, but then in the second half, this team could not move the ball at all and almost squandered this win. And we had, Mike McCarthy and Ron Rivera jawing back and forth all week long, and that's why we loved betting on the Cowboys because, 10 o'clock, I think all the news started to break, and we talked about it on the pregame show, but Mike McCarthy brought the Cowboys heated benches to Washington Stadium. That is the ultimate flex, and that truly gave us enough confidence because we called it big bench energy by Mike McCarthy that they were going to go out there and be dominant, and they were dominant in the first half, weren't at all dominant in the second half, but hey, at the end of the day, you were dominant enough, so the benches did get it done. And Ron Rivera, you were talking a little bit crazy, calling out Mike McCarthy saying, now he's made it about himself and all this and all that, but you still lost. That's not great. So I guess Mike McCarthy can say whatever he wants and bring his benches wherever the hell he wants to bring them. So Cowboys ended up squeaking out the win here, but Dak Prescott goes 22 of 39. Big, not good there, 56%. And man, oh man, we see glimpses of this Cowboys offense that gives us whoa, big pause of really why we can't move this team up that much in our NFL power rankings. We had them at 5. I believe we kept them at 5 in our latest edition right here, and we'll update the list tomorrow on the show, but I don't know if we can really believe that much in the Cowboys, and do I dare say we have to move them back? We'll see, folks. We'll see how we truly kind of close out what we believe what this Cowboys team has truly done, but gotta be consistent, and we haven't really seen this Cowboys offense at all really have a consistent game or go 2-3 games of just great consistency. So this is a little alarming out here. The Cowboys are lucky they're in the NFC East that really has no great competition around them, but we've got to see Dak Prescott and company clean it up, be way more consistent than what they've shown us over the last couple of weeks. So Dak Prescott, bad completion percentage, 211 yards, a little bit of dink and dunk on 22 completions, 1 touchdown. He had 2 picks, throwing the first interception on the second drive of the game when you were only up 3-0. This game could have turned. You're lucky the Walk of Fame defense is absolutely immaculate out here. So he throws the first interception and it goes for no points because, Washington throws the interception right back. And then the second interception here comes in the fourth quarter and it's a pick 6, giving life again to Washington. Unfortunately, we know it's Kyle Allen fumbling the ball after that. So Dak Prescott a little lucky that they ended up winning last night. And then for the running game, no Tony Pollard, so Corey Clement really kind of takes that kind of number 2 workload here. So Ezekiel Elliott led the team in rushing, 12 rushes for 45 yards, and then Corey Clement, 13 rushes for 44 yards. So not really bad there by Corey Clement. Next man up mentality, getting it done. Once again, Kyle Allen, got to get it done a little bit more. Dak Prescott took off 7 times for 15 yards, and then they got a little tricky with CeeDee Lamb with 2 rushes for 15 yards. Solid. Get that man into open space. We're all about it. And then who was Dak Prescott throwing to? We had CeeDee Lamb, leading receiver here for the Cowboys, 7 catches for 61 yards. Michael Gallup, 5 catches for 60 yards. Amari Cooper, 5 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. Sad Wilson, 2 catches for 18 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 1 catch for 15 yards. But folks, look at these top 3 receivers, dominant fashion. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, they're true wide receivers out there, not using Dalton Schultz, rarely using a running back and anything like that. So that's great that this Cowboys team is truly, getting the passing game, trying to get this passing game consistent. They just have to go out there and play a full quarters of good offensive football. But Cowboys get the win here, and winning, heals everything. It makes everything right. So Cowboys got the win 27-20, and Mike McCarthy gets the better of Ron Rivera in the coaches' duel, folks. All right, next game up here is the Jags at the Titans, and this was one of our picks of the week here. Titans -8, and the Titans win by 20. No problem here. This Jags offense is, once again, it's just atrocious. You've got Urban Meyer, who's one of the worst head coaches that there is in the NFL, doubling down on calling his coaches losers. You're a loser. I don't care that you were good in college. What good is that to us now? What good is it that you were good in college a couple of years years ago? What good is that to the Jaguars and the Jaguars faithful right now? What good is that even to the NFL, really? Thank you for producing us Tim Tebow. Thank you for that. Thank you for producing us murderous tight ends that murder people. Thank you for doing that, Urban Meyer. You're a real great coach and a great winner and really can coach, turning, young, developing young men into good, upstanding citizens and just good people in general. Great job, Urban Meyer. You're a real winner out here, aren't you? A real winner here. And you're still getting your ass kicked here in the NFL. So, Urban Meyer, great job. Great job being a winner at the collegiate level. So great. You've got college-aged girls coming up at you at college bars and giving you a lap dance. Oh, my God. We should be all so impressed with Urban Meyer. He can pull them, folks. Urban Meyer can pull whoever he wants and call whoever he wants losers because he's won in college, folks. So Urban Meyer, congratulations. You've got blown out 20-0, but you're a winner. So I guess we, shouldn't be using this as an example of what Urban Meyer is as a coach because this is bad and it's a loss. So we should just put this to the side, right, Urban? No. We're bringing it to the forefront. Urban Meyer is a garbage head coach and cannot coach grown men and is not a leader and is not cut out for the NFL. I don't know what y'all want from me. So the Titans absolutely obliterate the Jaguars 20-0. We know Trevor Lawrence can't move the ball and can't score and can't get the third down conversions, and that's exactly what happened this game. Exactly that. Let's start, I guess we could start with the trash. Should we take out the trash first, folks? Should we take out the trash first of this Jaguars team? Let's read their drives for the entirety of the game. Let's see the winning here that Urban Meyer is beginning to establish. Let's see if we see any nice winning potential here for this Jaguars team, shall we? First drive, 8 plays, 4 yards. That's real winning right there. Second drive, 8 plays, 29 yards. All right, moving the ball a little bit more. 8 up 4 minutes with 0 points. Real winning football out there. We've got the third drive, 8 plays, 20 yards. Oh no, regressing a little bit. Urban, winners don't regress, but here you are regressing. What does that make you? A big fat garbage loser. That's what it makes, Urban Meyer. You want to call out everybody else? I'll call out Urban Meyer. I've got no problem calling out Urban Meyer, especially when he's, calling out everybody else. Hey, let's look in the mirror a little bit. There's some coaches out here that need to look in the mirror, a la Urban Meyer, and also Matt Rule. And we've got a lot to talk about when we get to that Panthers game, but we'll try to save it for then. But Urban Meyer, you're a garbage head coach. Third drive, 8 plays, 20 yards. Fourth drive, well, you got no time. You got 2 seconds left, can't do anything, but it somehow goes for 31 yards. Your best play, the best play of the day was 2 seconds left in the first half. Can't do anything. That's your best play. Okay. All right. Coming out of halftime after Urban Meyer's great speech, because we know Urban Meyer's a great head coach, right? So he's able to kind of, be that great leader. It can spark motivation just like that. It can make all the necessary changes needed to come back. What were they down at halftime? Down 10-0, still a game. Urban Meyer's great leadership and coaching words coming out of halftime. What do the Jaguars do? They throw a pick. Oh, Urban Meyer, is nobody really buying into what you're saying? Are you really not that great of a motivator? You're down 10-0. You're on the road. You're still in the game. Let's try and get a nice speech out here. Let's try to get these players acting right and ready to go and run through a brick wall to go out there and score some points so y'all can start winning, so everybody can, praise and bow down to the glory that is Urban Meyer, because that's what we're all living for. That's what every single player that's ever played a sport, that's what they want to do. They just want to get to the big time so they can please and bless Urban Meyer. That's all that players do. So, throws an interception. Great job motivating. That's what coaches do. Leaders do, motivate. Urban Meyer can't do that. Interception on the Jaguars' first drive out of halftime. Second drive out of halftime, 7 plays, 16 yards. Trash. Next drive out of halftime. Oh, we're back to the pick. Oh, driving the ball a little bit. We went 8 plays, 59 yards, ready to score. But what happens? Urban Meyer probably got into the head of Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence throws another pick, because why would you listen to anything Urban Meyer Meyer says. And then what happens again just after that pick? They throw another pick. And what happens after that? 8 plays minus 2 yards, 8 plays negative 2 yards. Next drive, interception. Next drive, turnover on downs on the very last drive. That's what the Jaguars did all game long. So, oh my God, that was so impressive. I got to give a round of applause here to Urban Meyer. I have never seen football like this, folks. This is truly great football. Do you not know this is winning football? It's Urban Meyer, folks. This is winning football. Yes, the final score said they lost, but this is winning football according to Urban Meyer. He's a winner. All he does is win. So this must be what winning football is. And man, oh man, I think we have to change all of our own criteria. I know that we just hit every single one of our bets this week. 5 for 5 for our official bets. Hitting all of our pregame show bets. Oh my God, we made so much money, folks. But I guess we're wrong. I guess we truly don't know what winning football is, even though that we just hit after hit after hit. Urban Meyer knows good football. So I guess we have to take into account whatever Trevor Lawrence did, and we're gonna watch the Jaguars on Wednesday in our film study, folks, and that's gonna be the only thing we watch all day long. We are spending the entire hour and a half, hour 45, hour 50 even sometimes, even 2 hours, but we digress. We're going to spend the entire hour and a half focusing and watching and learning what this Jaguars team is, because this is great winning football. So we've got to truly dissect this Jaguars team to truly see what they did, because this is great football, folks. So Trevor Lawrence being great football, being coached by the greatest coach to ever do it, folks. The greatest coach, Urban Meyer, to ever do it, made Trevor Lawrence go 24 of 40. Well, that's 60%. Urban Meyer, that's not good. Urban, 60%? What are you doing? Get on your coaches, please. Urban Meyer, you need to get on your coaches to get on these players, right? So Trevor Lawrence, 60% completion percentage, 221 yards, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Jeez Louise. The rushing game, they didn't do it at all. James Robinson, 6 rushes, 4 yards. Carlos Hyde, 1 rush, 2 yards. Trevor Lawrence, 1 rush, 2 yards. So, this is winning football, folks. Man, oh man. And then who was Trevor Lawrence trying to get the ball to? We have Marvin Jones, leading receiver here for the Jags, 6 catches, 70 yards. Laquan Treadwell, 4 catches, 68 yards. Laviska Shenault Jr., 4 catches, 34 yards. James O'Shaughnessy, 4 catches, 21 yards. And Tavon Austin, 3 catches for 17 yards. Alrighty, so we saw what winning football looks like, and that's the Jaguars. Let's see, is this Titans team, does this resemble winning football, or is this trash football? Let's dissect it and compare what they did to the Jaguars, right? So here we go. Ryan Tannehill, not great. I mean, this Titans team, this is not a good team, folks. They truly are missing Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill is not stepping up. These other rushers, they had that great game against New England. Both rushers over 100 yards. It was absolutely crazy, but this Titans team is not good, folks. Not a good team, and it's truly unfortunate. Ryan Tannehill, with all the pressure on him, goes 20 of 31. We get 64% completion percentage, which is okay, but I mean, only 191 yards on 20 completions, a little dink and dunk. And you had Julio Jones back, and he throws no touchdowns, no touchdowns, no picks. Okay, I'll give him that, but, let's air it out a little bit. It's against the Jaguars. This should have been the time that the Titans truly see what Ryan Tannehill is capable of, because they're truly going to need to know as we progress for the final 4 weeks of the regular season. As we get into the playoffs, we are going to need Ryan Tannehill to be so much better than what he is, unfortunately. So nothing great by Ryan Tannehill. In the rushing game, we had Deontay Foreman, 13 rushes for 47 yards and a touchdown. Ryan Tannehill took off 4 times for 29 yards. He scored as well. And Ryan Tannehill in the red zone, rushing-wise, that's like the best offense that the Titans honestly have. I give Ryan Tannehill a lot of credit on how he maneuvers in the red zone. Jeremy McNichols, 8 rushes for 16 yards, and then Dontrell Hilliard, 6 rushes for 13 yards. And then who was Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball to? We had Jeff Swaim, 3 catches for 45 yards, tight end. Anthony Fursker, 4 catches for 34 yards, a tight end. Do you see what we're saying here? Tannehill needs to be better going to his tight ends, folks. And we've got no problem using your tight ends, dinking and dunking to your tight ends, using them as safety blankets, but we don't want to see tight ends at the top of the receiver charts per game every single week on a week-to-week basis. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Ryan Tannehill. And I know, not having his wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I get it. But Julio Jones just came back today, try to get him involved into the offense a little bit more. So not really buying this Titans team, even though they're 9-4. We need Derrick Henry back pronto, and hopefully we can get him back before the playoffs. That's still kind of up in the air. All right, so tight ends at the top two. Then we have Julio Jones, 4 catches, 33 yards. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, 3 catches, 31 yards. Deontay Foreman, 2 catches, 15 yards. And Chester Rogers, 1 catch for 13 yards. Titans somehow get the win here. They put up 10 points first half, 10 points second half. And, the defense, just did nothing. Defense had a great night, because when you shut down one of the best winning coaches of all time, that's a pretty great accomplishment. So Titans defense is the best defense in the league, and we will give them a nickname, because how do you keep the Jaguars to 0 points? Has a team ever done that? Has a team ever kept the greatest winning coach of all time, that is Urban Meyer, to 0 points? Oh my God, that's absolutely insane. So Titans, best defense in the league, they get the win 20-0. Alrighty, next game up here, the Seahawks at the Texans, and this wasn't one of our official picks, but we came at you on our pregame show live yesterday, and we told y'all to bet the Seahawks offense, and this is what we told y'all to bet. We told y'all to bet Seahawks over 13.5 points in the first half, and what do? They put up 16. And why did we tell you to bet the Seahawks offense so highly? Because what do we know? The Texans defense gives up the big ball, and the Seahawks have all the pieces to throw the big ball. And how did this game go over 13.5 points in the first half? Well, there's about a minute left. They've only got 10 points, and they hit the big 55-yarder to Tyler Lockett for the touchdown. So bingo, bango, right there. That's the hit. Exactly what we knew exactly happened, folks. We know these teams. We've talked about these teams 13 straight weeks, every single day, every single team, every single player. We finally have our finger on the pulse, and we're ready to cash in for the next 4 weeks, folks. I'm telling y'all. That's all I can do is tell y'all. I've showed y'all. Now I'm trying to tell y'all, and y'all have to take it from there. But we told y'all to take Seahawks over 13.5 points in the first half. Bingo, bango. We told y'all to take Russell Wilson over, folks, get this. His line for passing yards was 240. You're telling me that Russell Wilson cannot throw for more than 240 yards? Because that's exactly what he did. 260 yards. So bingo, bango. There's another one. And then our last one, we had 3 prop bets going for Seattle here. Our last one was over 25.5 points for the Seahawks for the entire game, and they put up 33. Bingo, bingo, bango, folks. 3 prop bets for the Seahawks, all going off with no problem. Man, oh man. Going to go, parlaying that with our 5 picks that hit, that all played, those 5 games that played. Parlaying that with the Cowboys that we told y'all about. Parlaying that with one more pick, one more game that we bet on that we will get to when we get to that matchup. But back to the Seahawks at the Texans. Seahawks get it done offensively. The Texans going with Davis Mills, and Davis Mills, first drive touchdown. Alrighty, a little bit of life, a little bit of, blood in the water here for the Texans, but then they just kind of, flounder for the rest of the game. They scored a field goal here in the second quarter, ate up 9 minutes, another good drive, but it stalls for the field goal. They get one more field goal right before halftime, but then for the second half, just nothing. Punt, turnover on downs. That is it. So Davis Mills, he looked the best that he has all year. So that's good. I mean, he's getting better. It definitely seemed like Davis Mills learned, because he was starting, and then Tyrod Taylor come back, so they benched him. But it does really seem like Davis Mills learned a lot from that benching and did get a little bit better. So this was the right decision by David Culley. We loved the decision to go back to Davis Mills. There's nothing that we're going to learn for Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod Taylor is not the future of the Texans. They're in a complete rebuild. They need to see what they get from Davis Mills, and he had a pretty good, okay night. He got it done in the first half. Now we have to put, together a good first half and a second half, but it's all building blocks, and it's all getting better every single week. I think this is the most points Davis Mills has put up in a game. I don't think he's put up more than 13 points, so getting better. He's got 4 more weeks to see what he can show out here, and we'll see, what the Texans decide to do with them. Probably we'll just have them in an open quarterback competition going into this offseason, see whoever they bring in, whether they draft somebody, whether they go with Deshaun Watson still, whatever is up in the air. But Davis Mills, I think, can make it a little interesting with the quarterback battle here for the Texans. So Davis Mills goes 33 of 49. They were letting this man sling the ball around. Holy cow. So 33 of 49. We know they don't have a rushing game, so I might as well throw the ball 49 times. I mean, it's 67%. That's real gosh dang good. He threw for 331 yards on 33 completions, so not really dink and dunk. 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and he didn't fumble. So decently taking care of the ball. Threw for 331 yards. It's getting better. We didn't expect this Texans team to win against the Seahawks. I really wasn't expecting them to put up 13 points either, but here we are. So I think there's a little buyability, a little bit of 3% of buyability into Davis Mills, and that's all you can ask for, getting better for this, third round rookie. So not bad. All right, the rushing game for the Texans. Rex Burke had 11 rushes for 40 yards. Royce Freeman, 11 rushes for 15 yards. And then Davis Mills took off twice for 8 yards. And then who was Davis Mills throwing to? And now this is the best right here, folks. This is why it's another green flag, and maybe we should boost it one more percentage point of buyability for Davis Mills. His number one receiver, Brandon Cooks. That's who it only really can be. That's their only good piece, great piece. Brandon Cooks is really, really good, folks. So Brandon Cooks, 8 catches for 101 yards, folks. 101 yards, 101. Like the Dalmatians, 101 yards. Absolutely fantastic. He targeted him 11 times, so he was trying to go to him early and often, and that's what we want from our rookies. That's what makes us so frustrated with Zach Wilson not going to Corey Davis 11 times a game. So another shout out. I'm pumping it up to 5%. I'm 5% buying into Davis Mills, folks. Second leading receiver, Nico Collins, 5 catches, 69 yards, and another receiver. Then we get Royce Freeman, a running back. I've got no problem with that. 6 catches, 51 yards. Then another running back, Rex Burke, had 4 catches, 26 yards. Then Brevin Jordan, 4 catches, 26 yards, and a touchdown. Chris Conley, 2 catches, 20 yards, and Davian Davis, 1 catch for 17 yards. So I give Davis Mills a little credit out there. And then for the Seahawks, Russell Wilson gets it done. He goes 17 of 28 for 60% completion percentage. Definitely needs to be a little bit better than that. 260 yards, slinging it around the deep ball to Tyler Lockett. You love to see it. And that connection between Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. Also, I also want to shout out Doug Baldwin, old school Doug Baldwin here. Yes, he's not playing, but the connection between Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin really needs to be up more between quarterback and wide receiver combos, like best of all time. I'm not saying it's the best of all time. I just think it needs more recognition, because when I watch Tyler Lockett and Russell Wilson, it reminds me so much of Doug Baldwin and Russell Wilson, and it's just so gosh dang good, folks. So Russell Wilson slinging the ball around. We love it. 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He fumbled once, but didn't lose it, so we'll let it slide a little bit. Rushing attack was absolutely fantastic as well. Rashad Penny, 16 rushes for 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. He broke away free like big time. 32-yard touchdown, his first touchdown. And then we get to Tyler Lockett, big 55-yard bomb. And then we get Myers a third. That's the field goal. Here it is. The last touchdown that they scored, 47-yard rush by Rashad Penny. So, man, oh man, that man was looking great. And if he's healthy, folks, this Seahawks team, maybe they can salvage something that truly brings a new component to this offense that truly needs something else, because we see it just passing and it's not working. So Rashad Penny gives them that rushing lift and truly came at the perfect time. We had Alex Collins, 7 rushes for 16 yards. DJ Dallas, 2 rushes for 16 yards. Gerald Everett, 1 rush for 13 yards. Russell Wilson, 2 rushes for 8 yards. And then who was Russell Wilson slinging this ball to? Well, Tyler Lockett, 5 catches for 142 yards, a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 43 yards. Will Dissly, 2 catches, 18 yards. Penny Hart, 1 catch, 16 yards. And Gerald Everett, 2 catches, 15 yards, and the touchdown. So Seahawks put up 33 points. Solid scoring all throughout. Offense got it done, rushing and passing. Defense only allowed 13 points. That's an all-around good win here for the Seahawks, and we'll see if they can try and do something these last 4 weeks to get into the playoffs, folks. We know the NFC is a little lackluster, just like a game under lackluster than the AFC, so it's a little easier to make a wild card spot in the NFC. And the Seahawks being 5-8, they truly need to take advantage of it. So Seahawks get the win 33-13. All right, next game up here, and this was just a blowout from start to finish. Man, oh man, Raiders at the Chiefs, and the Chiefs get the absolute domination win here, winning 48-9, folks. A 39-point win. That is truly embarrassing if you're the Raiders. And man, oh man, what do we do now? What do we do now with the Raiders? Because everybody was struggling. Derek Carr didn't look good. They fumble on their first drive, and it goes for the touchdown. Then they're punting and an interception and a fumble, and then their first points come at the very end of the first half, and it's only 3, folks. And that's what I don't get. What were they down? 21-0? 28. Oh my God, they were down 35-0. Down 35-0, and you kick a field goal on 3rd and 4 at the 7-yard line. There's 3 seconds left. A field goal's not helping you out, and I guess to get some points, to get some motivation heading into the locker room to maybe come back. I guess you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you go for the field goal, yeah, it's 3 points, but it's 3 points. That's not really making a dent into that 35-0 deficit. And then if you get the touchdown, okay, yeah, it's 7 points. That's good, but then we also need another 28. That's just a tie. And then if you don't get the touchdown, then you're like, well, now we got nothing. Now we are truly down 35-0. So, I guess we can't. I'm not going to weigh it too much that they went for the field goal, but it's just like, why? And then after halftime, they come out. The Chiefs do in a field goal and another field goal, so they're keeping up the scoring. The Raiders, their first drive, they go down and score a touchdown. It didn't really make it competitive at that point. But then the next drive they fumble, and the next drive they fumble. So it's just really bad offense here by the Raiders, and classic Raiders over the last 3 years. Why we haven't bought the Raiders 100% this season, because we know this is the natural course of the Raiders, truly plummeting and floundering big time in the back half of the season. So, no believability, no buyability, no bettability at all on this Raiders team. Truly unfortunate. Rich Bisaccia, you didn't get your guys to go up and play this Chiefs team on the road. This was a big game for the Raiders in playoff positioning, still in the hunt for the wild card and all that, and a truly lackluster job, getting absolutely smoked offensively, getting absolutely smoked defensively. It's just nothing great here, and it's truly unfortunate. We wanted to buy into Rich Bisaccia. We gave him all the benefit of the doubts. We were riding Rich Bisaccia for like the first 3 weeks because they were still putting up points, but that was just classic early Raiders. It wasn't Rich Bisaccia, so unfortunate there. Derek Carr, and he's a great quarterback too, but, we need to see wins. That's why, that's really what we need to see. We take the film with the stats. We don't just do one or the other, but we also need to see winning, and they don't win, so I don't care if you're good. That's why we don't like Kirk Cousins, because, yeah, the stats are amazing. They're immaculate. They're one of the best stats I've ever seen in the NFL consistently, but he doesn't win, so we don't talk about Kirk Cousins. We actively knock Kirk Cousins. Yes, the stats are good, but we have to see wins, and the stats here with Derek Carr overall are good, and once again, they're just not winning. So truly big letdown here by the Raiders to get absolutely blown out. They didn't need to win this game for us to kind of buy the Raiders. We just didn't need to see this right here, folks. So, Derek Carr, let's start here with the Raiders. He goes 33 of 45. 33 of 45. It's 73%. It's good. I love that. 263 yards, though, on 33 completions. Now we're dinking and dunking. 263 yards, like we said. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Come on. Fumbling. He fumbled. Yeah, Derek Carr fumbled the ball. Zay Jones fumbled the ball. Hunter Renfrow fumbled the ball. Josh Jacobs fumbled the ball. So was everybody offensively, folks. Josh Jacobs, the first one to fumble, getting off to the fumbling, kind of set the tone for the entire game. And games could be won and lost just like that, folks. That's why we break down these games in depth here, to see how the natural progression of a game went. And that's why when, the Bills and the Patriots the other week, went and played in what was the final score, like 14-10, low scoring game. And everybody, says, oh, well, these two teams are bad because they can't score the ball. It's just like, that's not it, folks. Some games in the NFL, just that's how they go, folks. Whether it's a division rival or just a regular matchup, games can fall into a rhythm, into a groove, and that's just what happens. So got to break it down fully in depth. And just Josh Jacobs here coming out and fumbling the ball right from the get-go, that really turned the game right upside down. You gave the Chiefs, the home team, the 7-point advantage right off the rip, literally 17 seconds into the game. So unfortunate there. So everybody was fumbling. Josh Jacobs, 9 rushes for 24 yards, abandoned the run game because you got down 35-0. You had to do that. So nobody else was rushing. We had Derek Carr. Who was he throwing to? We had Hunter Renfrow, 13 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Renfrow really gosh dang consistent here for the Raiders, but that's all they have, man. Ever since the Henry Ruggs stuff, it's just that's all they have. They haven't been able to get, Darren Waller the ball, and he didn't even play in this game, and that's another reason why this Raiders offense is a little lackluster overall. Josh Jacobs, second leading receiver, 5 catches, 46 yards. Zay Jones, 5 catches, 25 yards. Brian Edwards, 2 catches, 24 yards. Deshaun Jackson, 1 catch, 19 yards. Get that man involved into the offense. They need to start doing that more. Peyton Barber, 2 catches, 13 yards. And there's no reason Deshaun Jackson should have only had 2 targets in this game when Darren Waller is not playing. It should be Hunter Renfrow getting the 14 targets like he did last night, and Deshaun Jackson getting like 8 to 10 at minimum. So I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're just not playing to really their strength or what their team is. So lackluster performance by the Raiders all throughout. And then for the Chiefs, just, taking advantage of the Raiders' poor offense and doing their thing on offense. And that's all they did. Patrick Mahomes goes 20 of 24, only threw the ball 24 times. That's all they needed to put up 48 points. 20 of 24, folks. Amazing completion percentage, 83%. Fantastic. 258 yards, slinging it around, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He fumbled but didn't lose it, so we'll look the other way. The rushing game, they got Derek Gore going, 9 rushes for 66 yards and a touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 10 rushes, 37 yards, 2 tugs. And Patrick Mahomes running 4 times like we know he can for 20 yards. Yes, sir. And then who was Patrick Mahomes throwing to? Well, usual suspect right at the top. Tyreek Hill, 4 catches, 76 yards. Mecole Hardman, 2 catches, 59 yards. Darrell Williams, 3 catches, 31 yards, and he scored a touchdown. We had Brian Pringle, 1 catch, 28 yards. Travis Kelce being held to 27 yards, folks. 3 catches, 27 yards. And if you told me Travis Kelce had 27 yards, coming into this game, I'd be like, oh, well, they probably lost. But here they are putting up 48 points because of the Raiders' offense being so gosh dang garbage, turning over the ball. Derek Gore, 2 catches for 23 yards, rounded out. And Josh Gordon getting into the mix. Yes, sir, the Josh Gordon, 2 catches, 9 yards, and he scored the tug, folks. Yes, sir. Love seeing Josh Gordon out there. Was targeted 3 times. We'll probably shout him out on our Wednesday film study. Love seeing Josh Gordon back in the league. Stay off the weed so you can stay in the league and try to help this Chiefs team win a ring. Because if Josh Gordon gets a ring, folks, I'd be fine with that. Absolutely. So Chiefs get the dominant win here, 48-9. All right, next game up here is the Saints at the Jets, and, the Jets are still trash. We know this. Saints with Alvin Kamara back get the job done. Did Taysom Hill look the best? No, he's a little banged up, the finger a little banged up, but they still progress, and they still get it done, and they still put up 30 points, and they still beat the Jets and blow them out 30-0 on the road here. So, Saints get off to a decent start. A first drive. That drive, 65 yards, results in a field goal. Nobody scoring for a while here. Jets tied up with the field goal, making it 3-3. Saints do something right before halftime, get the touchdown. Jets answer right before halftime. They get a field goal. Competitive game in the first half, and this is what we've seen by the Jets for the last 2 weeks. Competitive in the first half. Most of their points all coming from the first half here. Last week, it was all in the first half. This week, 6 of their 9 points came in the first half. So this Jets team just needs better consistency, needs better better play in the second half, third quarter, fourth quarter. We need Robert Saleh. I mean, now we're starting. I mean, we're 14 weeks into the season, folks. I mean, these coaches truly need to start getting everything figured out and buttoned up heading into next season and just kind of securing their overall, not job, but like not everybody's on the hot seat, or there's really not that many coaches on the hot seat. I would say Urban Meyer is because he's absolute garbage, and maybe Matt Rule a little bit, but those are really the only coaches. Robert Saleh, Dan Campbell, they're their first year, so obviously they're not going to be on the hot seat, but we want to see the progress. We want to see you get better. We want to see you be like, oh, okay, he does know what he's doing as a head coach. Week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't even give you the first 8 weeks of the season, honestly, being like, all right, that's what you do, but we got to see after the half-point way of the season, I've got to see you start to turn it around a little bit and do good things like coaches do. And this Jets team floundering in the second half of these games while they're at home, it's just like, what are we doing, Robert? Are we truly getting it done? What's that kind of halftime speech like? Because this is a competitive game. You're down 10-6, but still in it against the Eagles. You were going toe for toe, score for score the entire first half. But what happened? You stopped scoring in the second half. The Eagles didn't, and the Eagles get the big time win, no problem. Same thing with the Saints here. They put up 20 points in the second half to your 3. So what is going on, Robert Saleh? Truly get it done over the last 4 weeks, or we're gonna have a bad taste in our mouth for the entire offseason. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't want to be on the kind of bad taste of the takes by fans, folks, because this is what we do. We talk every single day here, and we'll keep reiterating and repeating and showing and proving and going back to the season and pulling up films and clips and all that and being like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't buy Robert Saleh that much in 2022. So just keep that in mind, Robert. Okay, my man. I want to see you do good out here. We don't like to trash anybody. It doesn't bring us joy trashing y'all. So Jets, get it together a little bit. Robert Saleh, get it together a little bit. So let's start here with the Jets, since we're talking about Jets so heavy right here. Well, Zach Wilson threw the ball 42 times, and that is never anything we really want to see, really. And he wasn't really that efficient with those 42 throws. So he goes 19 of 42, folks. This is not what we can have. 45% completion percentage. I cannot be having that, folks. Can't be having that. 202 yards, so he wasn't really dinking and dunking that much. That's the only green flag we'll give for Zach Wilson. No touchdown, no interception. He didn't fumble, so I guess we can give him a little credit for not turning over the ball, but you also didn't score, so were you even taking the chances to score? Come on, man. Zach Wilson was also the leading rusher, and that's a little interesting. 4 rushes for 33 yards. Then we had LaMichael Perrine, 7 rushes for 28 yards, and Ty Johnson, 6 rushes for 17 yards. So I get your running backs maybe not all healthy here, but I mean, to truly abandon the rushing game here when you really weren't that down until the fourth quarter. So it's just like, why are we relying on Zach Wilson without Corey Davis? It's like, what are we doing out here? All right, who was Zach Wilson trying to throw the ball to 42 times? We had Braxton Berrios, 6 catches, 52 yards. Ty Johnson, 4 catches, 40 yards. DJ Montgomery, 3 catches, 36 yards. Ryan Griffin, 2 catches, 28 yards. Keelan Cole, 1 catch, 27 yards. And Jamison Crowder, 3 catches for 19 yards. All right, now let's talk about the Saints here, who had Alvin Kamara back and ran Alvin Kamara more than they threw the ball with Taysom Hill. Now that's what I'm talking about, Sean Payton. Thank you. We've been trashing and knocking this Saints offense because of Sean Payton this entire season, but now he's got it figured out. Taysom Hill's a little banged up. Alvin Kamara's finally back. Let's run the ball. Fantastic. So Taysom Hill, 15 of 21. Fantastic. 15 of 21. Love it. This is what we want to see by a lot of these running heavy teams, or at least should be run heavy teams. If you got a great running back or 2 great running backs, or if you're the Colts, 3 great running backs, this is the blueprint. 21 throws by your quarterback. I don't care who the quarterback is. So Taysom Hill, 15 of 21, 71% completion percentage, 175 yards, no touchdown, no interception. He fumbled twice, the finger kind of, letting the ball slip out of his hands. Didn't lose any. So get that finger straightened up here. Want to watch Taysom Hill one more time with one more start with that healthy finger. Still not knocking Taysom Hill. I mean, if you go on social media, if you go on Twitter, it's just knock after knock after knock after knock after knock of Taysom Hill. And I don't truly buy into it or believe any of it, folks. I still regard Taysom Hill as a really solid, serviceable, winning quarterback in this league. Not ready to truly clown and trash this man. And then the rushers, Alvin Kamara, 27 rushes for 120 yards and a touchdown. Kept with it, got it done. Fantastic. Taysom Hill took off 11 times. Once again, that's what you get with Taysom Hill, the dual threat ability in the offense, and he truly got it done. 11 rushes with Taysom Hill for 73 yards and 2 scores. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Build off of the rush, throw off of the rush, all of that. Alvin Kamara back, opens up Taysom Hill to throw, opens up Taysom Hill to run. Both of those players running, opens up Taysom Hill to throw. So this is what the offense for the Saints could potentially look like. We'll keep a closer eye on this Saints team. They're in the playoff picture, the playoff hunt in the NFC. So we'll keep an eye on the Saints offense for the last final 4 weeks of this regular season here to see if there's any buyability, bettability, believability in the Saints offense overall heading into the playoffs, because this is what it could be. The running game, the play action, feeding off of all that. So we'll see. All right, and then who was Taysom Hill throwing the ball to? We got Nick Vannett, 3 catches, 44 yards. Marquez Callaway, 2 catches for 34 yards. Y'all know we want this man into the 10-target territory, but he only had 4. Traquan Smith, 3 catches, 33 yards. Alvin Kamara, 4 catches, 25 yards. Tony Jones, 1 catch, 19 yards. Juwan Johnson, 1 catch for 15 yards. So Saints get it done, put up 30 points, looked real good. They win 30-9. All right, next game up here is the Falcons and the Panthers. And folks, please, for the love of goodness, stop betting the Panthers. We tell y'all every single week. That's what we preach, and we just preach over and over and over again. Do not bet the Panthers. Whatever you do with your money, do not bet the Panthers. Vegas is kind of making it really appetizing on the line, being like, well, they're at home and they're only -2. That's a good bet. They're at home. It's Cam Newton. He can get it done. No, he can't. He can't get it done. Cam Newton can never get it done ever again in the NFL because he's so not good anymore. And I want to say trash, but I'm going to respect Cam Newton for getting to the Super Bowl, and I won't call him trash, okay? But he's very, very not good anymore. He's extremely not good anymore. I won't go trash, though. Borderline trash, not officially trash. So Panthers get absolutely destroyed here. Yes, they put up 21 points, but it wasn't even competitive, and it wasn't anything that I was concerned with. We took the Falcons plus 2.5. We called it the best bet of the entire season, folks. We loved it. We hammered it. It didn't move all week, which told us that y'all weren't hammering it. For why? For what reason? We said y'all should have been hammering the Falcons plus 2.5 so much that it turned to Falcons -5. Honestly, that's what it should have been, folks. So stop betting the Panthers. And if you bet the Panthers over the last 2 weeks, folks, I don't make the rules, but I will enforce them. You must, and this is a rule, folks, this is from the president. I don't know what y'all want from me. If you bet the Panthers over the last 2 weeks, you must give all of the money that you use for betting on a weekly basis. You must give it to me, and we will manage your money for you. You are not responsible enough to manage your own money from now. You're betting on the Panthers with Cam Newton, no Christian McCaffrey, and them just firing their offensive coordinator more than midway through the season while they still have a chance to make the playoffs in the NFC, because the NFC is a little bit easier overall to make. They're about a game overall behind the AFC, just kind of overall in the wild card picture. So y'all actively made the conscious decision to bet the Panthers. Y'all got to give the money to me. And we made so much money yesterday, folks. Like, we could honestly quit the show. We can quit the show, folks. We don't need the show no more, okay? But the Panthers, stop betting them. Never bet them again. Stop talking Cam Newton. Once again, great story. It's a great story, but it's trash. He's trash. He's trash. I have to say he's trash now. I just can't walk around it anymore. I can't tiptoe it. Cam Newton is trash, pure garbage. I'm sorry, Cam. Yes, you got to the Super Bowl, but you didn't dive. So if you dove for that fumble that you had in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't call you trash, but now you got me calling you trash. I'm sorry. But Cam Newton's trash. Stop betting on trash. And oh my God, and it just makes me so frustrated because Vegas is so gosh dang disrespectful, folks. Making the Panthers -2.5 in this game, folks. That's why we predict the line. We knew it was great value. We stressed it so gosh dang much. It was so gosh dang good value. And here we are. Hindsight's 2020, and it's still one of the greatest values that there was last night. We digress. Well, hey, one more time before we digress. We also bet on our pregame show. Once again, so much free money given out this week, folks. I can't even stress it. But on our pregame show, we bet the Falcons over 9.5 points in the first half, and they put up 17. We doubled down on our Falcons bets this week, folks, and here they are, hitting them all. I don't know. All I can do is provide y'all with the information, folks. Provide y'all with the content. Y'all got to take that next step. And I give y'all plenty and ample opportunity to do so. We're here every single day, folks. All right, let's get to this game here. So we all know Cam Newton's trash, but there's also more trash on this Panthers team and a potential worse head coach than Urban Meyer, which we didn't even know was possible, but here we are. And it's Matt Rule, folks. This man is an absolutely garbage coach. We told y'all about him firing their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, at the very tail end of their bye week. Great decision, as we know. But then also, we know Matt Rule just instantly looks for the scapegoat, instantly looks to place the blame somewhere. That's why he got rid of Teddy Bridgewater only after 1 year. That's why he moved off, didn't really move off of Sam Darnold. He got injured, but that's why he didn't go with PJ Walker. He brought in Cam Newton. For why, we don't understand. We knew Cam Newton wasn't good. That's why he wasn't on a team to start the season. If you're good, you'll be on a team, folks. Even if you're a quarterback, we know that really only starting quarterbacks get it done. But if you're a good backup, you will still be. If you're a good quarterback, you will still be a backup in the league somewhere. Cam Newton was not, but then he sold it as, well, I don't want to be the backup, so I'm too good to be the backup. My name's too big to be the backup. I'd be a distraction as a backup. That's what Cam Newton sold it as, of why he wasn't in the league anymore, when the true reason why we all know now is that he's still trash, folks, okay? So, Matt Rule in this game even was looking for the scapegoat early and often. Because we get Cam Newton, folks. Cam Newton benched on the final drive of the first half. PJ Walker throws an interception. So they go back to Cam Newton after halftime. They're rocking with Cam Newton, but then they take out Cam Newton. Cam Newton wasn't getting it done, and then they move PJ Walker back into the game, folks. So what are we doing? Actively sitting and starting and sitting and starting and benching and sitting and then replaying these quarterbacks. You can't do that, folks. You cannot be wishy-washy with your quarterbacks, or you're gonna be trash like the Panthers are. So now we get Matt Rule still putting it on everybody else for the shortcomings of the Panthers here over the last 2 seasons, and it's all on everybody else besides Matt Rule. Once again, I think these coaches need to start looking in the mirror and being like, well, yeah, maybe I can change a little bit. Maybe I can be a little bit better out here, because it's absolutely disgraceful what Matt Rule has been doing for this Panthers team over the last 2 seasons, folks. Man, oh man. So, Falcons, they're not great. We don't love the Falcons, and we have the rule of never betting the Falcons, but it was against the Panthers, and we had to make the exception, obviously, folks. Now, the Panthers face the Bills this week, and I'm sure it's not going to be great value, but you leave it to Vegas, folks, and they'll do anything. They'll probably be crazy here, because y'all are still putting money on the Panthers, so they're like, well, they're still falling for us, so we might as well make it an appetizing bet for the Panthers. So, it's going to be an interesting Thursday. We'll just leave it at that, folks. We may go ballistic, may go bananas, maybe. All right, let's start talking about these stats here. Let's start here with the Panthers, because they're so gosh dang trash. Cam Newton tried his damnedest, went 15 of 23. What do we got completion percentage-wise? Did 65%. All right, that's solid. We'll give him that. 178 yards, no touchdown, but he did have the pick. That interception resulted into 7 points. It was a pick 6. Cam Newton not being good. Womp, womp. So just giving away free points. That's why he gets benched. He also fumbled twice, lost one of them. Womp, womp. Once again, Cam Newton, he doesn't provide the spark. He can't throw the ball down the field. He's a good red zone runner. I'll give him that. But, you know, maybe he could be like a Cordell Patterson, and that's it. But teams really don't use that. That's why they even got rid of kind of Taysom Hill in the red zone when Jameis Winston was the start of this season. They're like, yeah, it's too much, you know, in and out, in and out, in and out. We'll just let Jameis Winston get the touchdown himself. So, not good here by Cam Newton. Absolutely trash. PJ Walker, he goes 6 of 12, but he's still equally as trash. 50% completion percentage, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw the pick like we know. He fumbled but didn't lose it. Okay, still potentially turning over the ball. So Panthers quarterbacks are all trash. Leading rushers, Cam Newton was the leading rusher for the Panthers, 10 rushes for 47 yards and a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, 10 rushes for 33 yards and a touchdown. Unfortunately, not enough to really truly make an impact in the ground game. Amir Abdullah ran 4 times for 16 yards as well. All right, who were these quarterbacks throwing the ball to? And we'll give them credit for doing this. We had Robbie Anderson, leading receiver. We'll give him that. 7 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. Then DJ Moore, 6 catches for 84 yards. Then Brandon Zlystra, 4 catches, 45 yards. Tommy Tremble, 2 catches, 23 yards. And Amir Abdullah, 2 catches for 17 yards. But all the turnovers, the lackluster offense of the passing players here for the Panthers is just so trash, folks. And then you got Matt Rule on top of it. I mean, it's the trash icing on the trash cake, folks. All right, the Falcons, and they had a nice little dominant win here. They did start to lose it a little bit. Had a big kind of 2-possession lead. I think even 3 possessions at one point, but then end up only winning by 8 points. And it was like a full 8 points, so we still give them, credit for a nice dominant win. The plus 2.5 was never really in question, so never worried about that. All right, Falcons scoring the ball. Matt Ryan, did he do good? Did he do good? Is there any viability in this Falcons team now? Let's take a look. Matt Ryan goes 19 of 28. It's 67% completion percentage, so that's real good. We do like that. 190 yards, borderline dink and dunk. We still give him the credit. 1 touchdown, no pick. Well done. I'm not turning the ball over. We absolutely love that. Cordell Patterson was the leading rusher. No surprise there. 16 rushes for 58 yards and a touchdown. Mike Davis, 11 rushes for 44 yards. And then Quadre Olison, 5 rushes for 23 yards. But he did fumble and lost it. Let's see, where did his fumble come? Because it came in not a great time here. He fumbles in the 4th quarter with 5 minutes left, and the Panthers are down 16 points up until this, or 15 points, 2 possessions, and the Panthers are able to go down and capitalize off of that fumble. So almost left them in the game here, but the Falcons ran out the last 3 minutes on their final drive to win the game by 8. All right, and then who was Matt Ryan throwing the ball to? We had Russell Gage, leading receiver, 4 catches for 64 yards. Kyle Pitts, 5 catches for 61 yards. Mike Davis, 5 catches for 42 yards. And then Lee Smith, 1 catch for 12 yards. So Falcons get the win here, 29-21. Stop betting the Panthers, folks, for the rest of the year. Do not bet the Panthers ever again, folks. I'm sorry, but that's what it needs to be. Stop betting the Panthers. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Next game up, Ravens at the Browns, and the Browns squeak out a win here, folks. And one of our bonus picks, another pick that we hit right, Browns on the money line. And once again, it's just not all the picks that we hit, but it's also the picks that we told y'all to stay away from. We told y'all to stay away from the Cowboys -6 because we didn't love swallowing that many points. And why is that? Because it's a division rival game, and Washington came back in the second half and only lost by 7. So yes, the Cowboys still cover the 6, but it's still a too close for comfort bet. Same thing here. We didn't like the Browns -3. That's why we just bet the Browns on the money line, and they win by 2 after they had a big time 24-6 lead. The Ravens are allowed to come back. Browns flounder in the second half. So telling you to stay away from the Browns, swallowing the points, all that, just bet them on the money line. Folks, all of our information, everything that we said last week was absolutely right. So once again, buckle up for this week. All right, we bet on Kevin Stefanski this week. Big time game for Kevin Stefanski. Now he gets the win, but unfortunately, this Browns team floundered offensively in the second half. No points in the second half. Allowed Tyler Huntley to come back and almost win this game for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson goes down really early in the game. I don't think he even made it out of the first quarter, did he? When did he officially go down? Yeah, kind of really right at the start of the second quarter, Lamar Jackson goes down. So basically the entire game, no Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens still get it done in the second half. So we still give a little credit to Tyler Huntley for being accurate, and I believe he didn't turn over the ball, correct? Or no, he did fumble twice. Okay, I apologize for that. 2 fumbles here by Tyler Huntley. That's not good. A fumble 6, not good. And then another fumble, taking you out of field goal position at the Cleveland 12-yard line. So 2 big catastrophic mistakes here by the Ravens. But are you seeing a pattern, folks? The Ravens still only lose by 2 points with multiple turnovers. I mean, they just get it done, folks. They can overcome whatever it is. Great coaching, great locker room, everybody buying in. Give John Harbaugh a ton of credit for that. But then on the flip side, we're looking to give credit to Kevin Stefanski this week for the win, but I don't know if we can give him the full 100% of credit for letting the Ravens with Tyler Huntley on the road come back and almost upset your team. We still give Kevin Stefanski the credit for the win, his first win here against the Ravens in Cleveland. Very well done. But man, oh man, this Browns team, this is not a scary team. You should not be afraid of the Browns if you're facing them. This offense is so gosh dang inconsistent, folks. It was so tightened up. It was so buttoned up last season. It was fantastic, but it's been so downhill and inconsistent, up and down, bumpy, hilly, whatever you want to describe it for this Browns team. So little disappointed in Kevin Stefanski overall, but he got it done at the end of the day. I guess we give him a little credit. They allow the Ravens get the ball. They get the onside kick. Jeez Louise. A minute left. They can't drive. They don't move the ball at any. So yes, they got the onside kick, but Kevin Stefanski put his foot down defensively a little bit with the final minute. So, oh man, and all they needed was a field goal. Man, oh man. All right, let's start here with the Browns since they got the win. Baker Mayfield goes 22 of 32. Real solid production right here, really efficient. 22 of 32. We get 68%, 190 yards, still dinking and dunking, which is kind of what, Baker Mayfield is. Ryan Tannehill-esque. We're not expecting or really wanting to see this man purely drop back 45 times a game. He only had 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he did not fumble. Let's see where this interception came by Baker Mayfield, and it came in the second quarter, and it results into 3 points for the Ravens. Once again, Baker Mayfield's very unclutch. You're trying to, put away this game. It's 17-0. You throw the interception, and now it's 17-3. You breathe life a little bit into the Ravens. Now, the Ravens didn't really take 100%, advantage of that, still only put up 6 points for the entire first half and didn't really, get going until fourth quarter where they put up 13 points. But you still could have potentially changed the outcome of the game. So we need Baker to be so much more better down the field and more consistent without turning over the ball. And so far, we haven't seen that. And once again, yes, the Browns got the win, but just like the Cowboys, I don't know if we moved them up in our power rankings at all, folks. All right, running game here. I believe Kareem Hunt got injured real early on in this game. So once again, they've got great running backs here, but Kareem Hunt not able to stay really healthy. Nick Chubb, 17 rushes for only 59 yards, a little lackluster overall. Dearness Johnson, 4 rushes for 22 yards, and Baker Mayfield took off 6 times for only 14 yards. All right, who was Baker Mayfield throwing the ball to? We had Donovan Peoples-Jones, 5 catches for 90 yards. Jarvis Landry, 5 catches, 41 yards in the score. We had Austin Hooper, 5 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown as well. And Kareem Hunt, 2 catches for 13 yards. All right, now the Ravens now. Lamar Jackson, he went 4 for 4 passing. Was this man Wendy's? Because he went 4 for 4. 4 for 4, 100% completion percentage for Lamar Jackson, but only for 17 yards. No touchdown, no interception before he went out. And then Tyler Huntley fills in for the rest of the game and had a decent performance. And we'll probably watch, we may watch Tyler Huntley on Wednesday in our film study just because we don't know what's going on with Lamar Jackson. Carted off the field. Ankle injury, lower foot injury. We'll know more probably as this week progresses, hopefully by Wednesday. If Lamar Jackson's good to go this week, we won't watch Tyler Huntley because there's no reason to. But if they're relying on Tyler Huntley for the rest of the season, then we got to see if this man can play and reevaluating the Ravens' viability, bettability, believability. So Tyler Huntley goes 27 of 38. That's really solid. 71%. I got to give the kid credit. 270 yards, not dinking and dunking. 1 touchdown, no pick. Those 2 fumbles truly lost him the game. So if he can clean up those turnovers, the Browns maybe lose this game. Once again, why we can't give that much credit to Kevin Stefanski. Alrighty, the rushing attack here by the Ravens. We had Deontay Freeman, 13 rushes for 64 yards. Tyler Huntley, 6 rushes for 45 yards. We know he's the dual threat like Lamar Jackson. He can make the same runs. Obviously not as fast, not as athletic, and doesn't have that acceleration that Lamar has, but still a solid dual threat quarterback in this league. All right, and then who are these quarterbacks throwing the ball to? Well, we had Mark Andrews, leading receiver, 11 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown, targeted 11 times, 11 catches. That's 100% catch percentage, folks, to a tight end. Shout out tight end university, baby. Mark Andrews also had that touchdown here to make it a close game, potentially to get back in it so they can, down 2 scores. They get the 7, still down 2. They get the onside kick. It's all because of Mark Andrews. Then we had Rashad Bateman, 7 catches for 103 yards. Fantastic. Marquise Brown, 5 catches for 41 yards. Devin Duvernay, 2 catches for 14 yards. So Tyler Huntley may be able to get it done without Lamar Jackson here, folks. Browns get the close win, 24-22. Alrighty, next game up here is the the Giants at the Chargers, and we can go through this one quickly because it's the Giants with Mike Glennon. That's absolutely abysmal. Chargers get it done. They're at home. Justin Herbert slinging it around. Let's start here with Justin Herbert because it's obviously the better thing to talk about. Justin Herbert goes 23 of 31. Real solid there. Love it. 74% completion percentage. 275 yards. 3 touchdowns. No interceptions. No fumbles. Complete turnover-free game here for the Chargers. Austin Eckler getting it done in the rushing game. 12 rushes for 67 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jackson, 9 rushes for 35 yards. Joshua Kelly, 10 rushes for 33 yards. And then Justin Herbert taking off 4 times for 19 yards. All right, who was he slinging the ball to? We had Jalen Guyton, 3 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. Josh Palmer, 5 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. Then we get Mike Williams, 6 catches for 61 yards. Austin Eckler, 2 catches, 17 yards. Donald Parham, 2 catches for 13 yards. And Steven Anderson, 1 catch for 11 yards. Chargers were scoring throughout the entirety of the game, folks, and put up 37 big old points. And then for the Giants, it's the Giants with Mike Glennon, folks. 17 of 36. Absolutely abysmal. 17 of 36, we get 47% completion percentage, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He fumbled once and lost it. Let's see where these interceptions and fumble came. Shall we gonna add a little insult to injury here for Mike Glennon? First fumble comes in the 3rd quarter, results into 7 points for the Chargers. And the interception comes on their final drive of the game. So trash. No real reason not to start Jake Fromm here. We knew you were going to lose heading into this game. You lost in this game, and Mike Glennon threw under 50%. So obviously we know Mike Glennon's not the answer. We've been known this for years. But the Giants, might as well see what you got with Jake Fromm. Potential bargaining chip, a trade piece, whatever it is. You're not going with Mike Glennon. We know this. All right, the rushing game, Saquon Barkley, only 16 rushes. Why are you rushing only 16 times, folks? You better run 40 times with having Mike Glennon at the quarterback. Saquon Barkley, 16 rushes, 64 yards. Devontae Booker, 8 rushes for 56 yards. And then who was Mike Glennon throwing the ball to? We had Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, leading receiver, 2 catches, 66 yards. Saquon Barkley, second leading receiver, the running back, 3 catches, 31 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Booker, the third leading receiver, is a running back. Yeah, Mike Glennon's so gosh dang good. Yeah, I'm so glad we got to see him in action. 4 catches for 28 yards. Then we get Sterling Shepard, 2 catches for 27 yards. Then Kenny Galladay, 2 catches for 15 yards. And Kenny Galladay had 8 targets for 2 catches. Riddle us that. Mike Glennon is trash. Chargers get the win, 37-21. All right, then we get the Lions at the Broncos, and once again, we can go through this game quick because the Lions are trash. Exactly what we said would happen. We took the Broncos -10. They win by 28, and I also forgot to say we took the Chargers -9.5, and they win by 16. So, those big swallow point spreads this week, we hit 3 of them. Bingo, bango. We know, folks. We know. Oh, my God. I can't stress it enough how much we know, and man, oh, man, I can't wait for these next 4 weeks because it's just free money. Once we have our finger on the pulse, folks, it's game over. That's what we work towards, whether it's, takes us 1 week or 2 weeks or 14 weeks, however long it takes us to figure out the league. That is our goal throughout the entire year. So once we figure it out, it is smooth sailing, money flowing in for the rest of the year, folks. And we have arrived at the point, folks. For here on out, we are absolutely making so much money. You don't want to miss it. All right, so the Lions are absolutely trash. We know this. They weren't going to carry their motivation from their first win over here on the road in Mile High Stadium to the Broncos. We all knew this. We were confident in betting the Broncos here, and they did exactly that, and they put up 38 points. The offense was rocking and rolling, and the Lions were absolutely abysmal. Let's start here with the Broncos since they got the win. Still rocking with Teddy Bridgewater, still the right decision. Teddy B goes 18 of 25 for 72% completion percentage, 179 yards, little bit of dink and dunk there. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, nobody fumbled, complete free turnover game by the Broncos. You love to see it. All right, running backs here for the Broncos. Well, they were just eating all day long. Melvin Gordon, 24 rushes for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. And rookie running back here, Javonte Williams, 15 rushes for 73 yards and the touchdown. So running back by committee, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yes, sir. Thank you. We'll take that. And if this Broncos team can run this ball consistently, I mean, that opens up the passing game. And we know Teddy Bridgewater can really make all the throws. And they have some nice, dangerous wide receivers and Noah Fant and Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick. So fantastic. So this Broncos team, watch for them. Are they officially in the playoff picture? Is that right? Where do I got my playoff? Let me go to the playoff machine just so I can see. Playoff machine. I spelled it wrong. Do not care. That's what Google's for. It auto corrects it for us. You think I got time to spell things right, folks? So the Broncos not quite in the playoffs here, but they could definitely make the push. They got the 7 wins. The Bills have 7 wins. The Colts have 7 wins at the 6th and 7th seed. So Broncos, watch out for them to try to make the push. And I wouldn't be upset if the Broncos got in the playoffs, folks. I would like to see what this Broncos team can do, and definitely for Teddy Bridgewater to be able to rub it in Matt Rule's face and be like, you let me go? Okay. I should have let you go. You let me go. What are you talking about? Crazy for? So Teddy Bridgewater, solid night. The running game was absolutely amazing. And then who was Teddy Bridgewater throwing the ball to? We had Noah Fant, 4 catches, 51 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 5 catches for 47 yards. Albert Ukuwugumbunam, 5 catches for 41 yards. And he got the tug, baby. Tim Patrick, 2 catches, 21 yards. And Javonte Williams, 1 rushing touchdown and also a catching touchdown. 1 catch, 10 yards for the touchdown. So Broncos truly got it done, 38 points. And then for the Lions, well, they had Jared Goff throwing the ball 39 times, which is why would you do that? We watched this man on the game-winning drive. It was still trash. It wasn't Jared Goff winning them the game. It was the Vikings actively losing the game. So once again, no buyability in the Lions, no bettability at all. So Jared Goff goes 24 of 39, 61% completion percentage, nothing great, 215 yards, dink and dunk, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He didn't fumble. Goodwin Ugobuki, he fumbled and lost it, so not good there. Let's see where these turnovers came. Interception by Jared Goff comes a little bit later. First up is the fumble. First drive out of halftime fumble results into 7 points for the Broncos. Interception comes in the 4th quarter. Game already over at this point, but the Broncos go down 88 yards after that interception on 7 minutes, eat up the rest of the clock, win the game, and another touchdown. So Jared Goff is trash. We know this. And then the rushing attack here for the Lions. No DeAndre Swift, so they go with Craig Reynolds, who actually had a pretty solid game. 11 rushes for 83 yards. Goodwin Ugobuki, 8 rushes for 25 yards and the fumble, unfortunate. And Jared Goff takes off twice for 10 yards. Who was Jared Goff throwing the ball to? We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, leading receiver, 8 catches for 73 yards. Josh Reynolds, 3 catches, 52 yards. Khalif Raymond, 4 catches, 31 yards and a touchdown. Brock Wright, 30 catches, 20 yards. James Lystra, 2 catches, 18 yards. Craig Reynolds, 2 catches for 16 yards. Lions put up 10 points. That's all you need to know. All right, then we get to the 49ers at the Bengals here in a real close game. 49ers had it going. Bengals come back, they force overtime, and I believe it was Jamar Chase with the game-tying touchdown catch, no? Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase for 32 yards. It was fantastic. So Jamar Chase still looking absolutely amazing out here. It goes into overtime, but then it's Jimmy G, folks, in overtime. Amazing, 6 for 6, gets it done, scores a touchdown, game over. The Bengals also had the ball to start overtime. Unfortunately, they could not score the ball. They get into solid field position at the 23-yard line. Or excuse me, the Bengals went down and scored the field goal. I apologize. In overtime, Bengals go down and score the overtime field goal. They leave the door open for the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo goes and scores a touchdown. That's why they win the game. But Jimmy Garoppolo flawless on that drive. And once again, I don't think you should jump off of Jimmy G. And I don't really know if Trey Lance is better than Jimmy G. I know they're probably going with Trey Lance next season, but I'm still glad that they gave Jimmy G this entirety of the year. 49ers in the playoffs still, with this win at the 6th seed, and Jimmy Garoppolo getting it done in the clutch, 100% on the drive, marches down for the touchdown. I think you still got to give the man a little bit of credit. I know a lot of people like to knock him. I don't think I'm quite there with Jimmy G just quite yet. So Jimmy G goes 27 of 41, 65% completion percentage, but he got it done in the clutch, folks. That's big bonus points there. Threw for 296 yards, was slinging it around, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled once, but didn't lose it, so not terrible. In the rushing attack with the 49ers, Jeff Wilson, leading rusher, 13 rushes for 56 yards. Deebo Samuel, 8 rushes for 37 yards and a touchdown. Then who was Jimmy G throwing the ball to? Well, George Kittle, leading receiver, 13 catches for 151 yards and a touchdown. George Kittle, holy cow, what a game by him. All throughout the game, big catches all throughout the game. And, a huge reason why the 49ers won last night, absolutely. Then we had Brandon Ayuk, 6 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings, 3 catches for 46 yards. Deebo Samuel, 1 catch, 22 yards. And Jermichael Hasty, 3 catches for 10 yards. And then the Bengals, folks, and I don't know what this Bengals team, they go through these spurts of not good offensive football. We kind of saw it a little bit against the Chargers last week where they, had all those turnovers, and then the offense got hot, and then the fumble happened with Joe Mixon, and then the fumble got so ice cold back. So this Bengals team showing us some glimpses here that are not good over the last 2-3 weeks offensively. Truly, potentially pretenders is this Bengals team, and how unfortunate is that? All right, so Joe Burrow goes 25 of 34, 348 yards and 2 touchdowns, 73% completion percentage. That's pretty gosh dang good. Rushing game, Joe Mixon, 18 rushes for 58 yards. Samaje Perine, 4 rushes for only 11 yards. And then Joe Burrow slinging the ball to T. Higgins, leading receiver, 5 catches, 114 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 catches, 77 yards and a touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, 4 catches, 56 yards. Tyler Boyd, 4 catches, 55 yards. Samaje Perine, 4 catches for 22 yards. And Drew Sample, 1 catch for 14 yards. Darius Phillips also fumbled twice and lost both of them. Let's see where these fumbles came. First fumble came here on the punt, and they muff it, and then it results into 7 points, something right before halftime for the 49ers. Second fumble comes. Was that the second fumble? First fumble, should I say? First fumble comes on a punt that results into 3 points for the 49ers. So punting drives, you fumble it, and it results into 10 free points there, and that's kind of the game. So this Bengals offense, they just need to be a little bit more consistent. The Bengals defense is still pretty solid, just unfortunately lost this one in overtime, 26-23. All right, then the final 2 games very, very quickly. We got to wrap up here, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But Bills at Bucks. Bucks dominating the entire first half of the game here. Bills come up in the second half, make it a little bit competitive, tied up, goes into overtime. Unfortunately, the Bucs still get it done in overtime. We bet the Bucs minus 3.5. They win by 6. A little problem. Gets into overtime. But Josh Allen goes 36 of 54, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The rushing attack is still non-existent. Josh Allen leading rusher, and that's what we want. Run Josh Allen. It's looking good. It looks good. He looks strong. He looks physical. He looks good, especially in the red zone. Josh Allen leading rusher, 12 rushes for 109 yards and a touchdown. But this rushing with running backs, Devin Singletary, 4 rushes for 52 yards. That's good, but not the amount. 4 rushes. Matt Breida, 3 rushes for 12 yards. 7 rushes the entire game with running backs. Come on, you got to do better. Quickly, I want to see how many plays into the game was their first rush. Here we go. From the first play of the Bills, we get a 1-yard pass, 10-yard pass, pass incomplete, 7-yard sack, 11-yard pass, and they punt. Second drive, 5-yard pass, 14-yard pass, 3-yard pass, sack, pass incomplete, punt. Third drive, field goal, ends up with a field goal. We get a 25-yard pass, 5-yard penalty, 24-yard pass, 21-yard pass, minus 3-yard run. They didn't run the ball the entire first quarter. 4 minutes into the second quarter was their first official run of the game, folks. I mean, they just don't have it. We know it. Luckily, they slung the ball around. Something was clicking in the second half for them where they were able to come back. And then for the Bucs, Tom Brady goes 31 of 46, 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Leonard Fournette running 113 yards, looking real gosh dang good out there, folks. Leonard Fournette is arriving, folks, and this is a bad sign for everybody else because Leonard Fournette got going last season in the playoffs. They won the ring. Watch out for the Bucs winning the ring again. And then the last game of the night, the Bears at the Packers. Matt Nagy should be fired. The Bears are not good. Things got crazy in the second quarter for whatever reason. This was the second quarter, folks. Are you ready? Bears, 74-yard touchdown drive. Packers, 75-yard touchdown drive. Pick 6 by the Bears defense. Or pick 6 by the Packers defense. Then the Bears go down and score a touchdown themselves. Then the Packers punt, but then the Bears muff the punt, and the Packers get the ball, and they score a touchdown, and then the Bears score 3 points right before halftime. So points going everywhere in this game, folks, all over the place. So in the second quarter. But overall, besides the second quarter scoring, the final score, if no points were scored in the second quarter, would be 6-24. Giants win 24-6. This Bears offense is not good. Matt Nagy needs to be fired, folks. Justin Fields, not a great game. 18 of 33 for 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. It's just Justin Fields, not consistent here, not healthy, consistent, and all that. And you got Matt Nagy working against you. And then for the Packers, Aaron Rodgers does his thing, 29 of 37 for 341 yards, slinging the ball around, 4 touchdowns, no picks, doesn't turn the ball over like Aaron Rodgers does, folks. So Aaron Rodgers and the Packers get the big-time win, 45-30, blowing out the Bears, non-competitive, and Aaron Rodgers is right. I own y'all. He owns the Bears. Bears are absolutely abysmally trash. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Sorry we had to kind of cut the short a little bit short at the end there, kind of going through those last 3-4 games a little bit too quickly, but we do have to get out of here, unfortunately. Now, we are back live tomorrow, 11 noon Eastern, somewhere around that range, unveiling our power rankings, celebrating going 6 for 6 in our official picks. Bet the Cardinals minus 2.5, folks. Let's quickly see, has this spread gone up any? It is game time today, and it is now at Cardinals minus 2, so even better value. Get it. We've hit all week long, and tonight will be no different. All right, so we're back live tomorrow, 11 noon Eastern, around there, breaking down the Monday night game, updating our power rankings, trying to get the NBA in. Hopefully we can fit that, but just talking sports every day like we do here. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.